air duct.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Okay, enough of the nonsense. Let's get into the charts. Today we're going to be going over all the scenarios for Bitcoin at the moment, as there's not many, but we're going to be looking at a few of the shorter time frame scenarios and then doing trade possibilities like usual. So starting on the daily time frame on our main scenario, we are currently in this 1, 2, 3, 4, and now currently in that wave 5 last move to the upside. So possibly the last move of the bull market, but it could indeed take a while still. So this is what I see on the daily time frame, and we can look on the 4-hourly time frame that we are seeing clear impulses to the upside. So we had this massive long ranging structure here for ages. It took a massive amount of time, but it has now currently finished. Regardless of how you count it, this is over this range here. So we had, on my opinion, a W, X, and a Y finishing that wave 4. Perfect. So now that we have finished this wave 4, we are now looking for structures up. Here we can see we either had a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 structure, and that would be the blast off in the wave 3 of 3 of 3. So if I explain it to you quickly on a clean chart here, we are looking for two things when we move up from a correction. Either we are looking for a double 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with inside this wave 3 a clear 5 wave structure 2. Then, or we are looking for a diagonal, something like this, where we have converging trend lines. Now, at the moment, we can see we are not having a diagonal here, but instead we are moving rapidly to the upside. So, a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That now means we are currently in the wave 3, going all the way up here. 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5 is how it would be counted. And it could end us up quite high into the 110s, 120s of Bitcoin for this year. So this is our main scenario on the chart. And if we look at on the chart, this wave 4, we are currently in the wave 4 of this pink wave, or pink 5 wave move. So the target range for the pink wave 4 is 86,293 to 78,982. After that, we should get the 5 in the green wave, and then it repeats. So this is going to be possibly a ranging structure towards the upside very, very soon. We could see multiple times coming back to price up, back to original price up, back to original price up. So we could see something like that for the next few months. But then if we now go onto our other scenario on the chart, we have a bullish scenario number 2. So the bullish scenario number 2 states that on the daily time frame, we are looking at a double 1, 2 instead of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we are looking at a 1, 2, 1, 2, and now we're blasting off in that 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. This could take us to a lot higher prices, and this is actually something I'm genuinely considering, as when we were in this move here, this isn't really where the bullish sentiment started coming in. We had quite a few bears in this range, and the bullish sentiment wasn't really there. We weren't having massive retail traders coming in to the market and longing like we do in that wave 3. So if this was a 1, 2, 3, we should see massive amounts of bullish sentiment, massive amounts of people coming in, but we didn't really see that. This was all ETF news, not many retail traders. This was a lot of bearish talk. So in my opinion, this is a very possible option here, having a double 1, 2, and that would mean quite a bigger bull market, lining up with some nice 4-year cycles as well. So this in time would indeed take that move higher. So Same structure on the 1 hourly time frame. We have the double 1 2 1 2 1 2, except we would have now a 1 degree higher. So we would have another 4 5 and another one, a 4 5. Do be very careful trading these 4 5s, as they can mess with emotions quite a bit. I mean, you can see here currently on the 15-minute time frame, we're looking at a move that we thought was possibly the finish of this wave 4, but again coming crashing down as we see now. So do be very careful on the wave 4s and 5s, as they can be quite devastating. Then if we look at the moment on our bullish scenario and our first lower time frame structure. So we're on the 15-minute time frame now, and we are looking to complete this wave 4 somewhere around this target box here. So this wave 4 is, there are 3 structures that could play out: a W down, X up, and a Y to the downside. Now a WXY has 3 wave structures in each subcategory. So we would have an ABC, ABC, and an ABC, labeling this as a W, an X, and a Y. So that is how a WXY would look. And on the chart at the moment, we are looking for that 3-wave move down, as we've seen already, 3-wave move up, and now we have an extended A in possibly some form of diagonal, then a B wave up in 3 waves, and now looking for the C wave to the downside. This would be considered a flat structure. So we're looking for that C wave to the downside, and currently seeing a possible 1 2 1 2, and either that, or we are looking for a 1 2 3 4 5 followed by an ABC, and then that larger downward move in wave 3. So this is what I currently see, and the target for the wave 3 would be looking at a trend based fib extension from the start of A to the end of A to the top of B, looking at, as it is a flat, the 1.618 at 87,233. Still not touching the box in over here, but it is possible that in these bull markets we get very, very shallow corrections, so do be wary of that as well. Then another scenario that could play out on the lower term time frames is this WXY to the upside. So we have a wave A, a wave B, and a wave C. Now this would be a typical flat structure. So if we go to our Discord, we can see that a typical flat structure looks something like this. We have an A wave up, a B wave down targeting the 1.236 to the 1.38, and then a C wave up targeting that 1.618 move. So if we look back on the chart, we can see here that this is a possibility where we have an 3-wave A down, a B wave up in a WXY, hitting that 1-to-1, hitting that 95,000 possible if we extend slightly, and then crashing back down to that larger wave 4. So that is a possibility. At the moment, we are looking for this wave Y. So it would be an ABC on the chart, a wave A, a wave B, and a wave C. This scenario is not looking pretty, as the wave A is possibly a 3-wave structure. Then if we look at the last scenario on this time frame, we are looking here at this kind of diagonal, but this diagonal is soon to be invalidated, as we are now taking the lows of the wave B. So we would have had an A, B, and a wave C, followed by an ABC in 4, ABC in 5, a 2, and then a blast off. But at the moment we are about to take the lows, and this B wave would possibly reset. But this is very, very unlikely on the chart at the moment. Then on the chart right now, we are looking at trend lines. The trend lines on the chart we can see here on the daily scenario. The only trend line that I see possibly coming into play is this one over here, from the low of green to the low of pink 2 and possibly acting as support or resistance in the coming future for the 4 5s. Then if we look at the long-term daily fair value gaps, we can see here that the only fair value gaps that are sitting anywhere close to price at the moment are the ones over here. So there are a few daily fair value gaps that have been created that I'll mark on the chart for tomorrow, like this one here. But at the moment, we are only seeing fair value gaps on the daily time frame below us. So possible that price at some point comes down and fills these fair value gaps, but I do not think anytime soon. Then if we look at shorter time frame fair value gaps on the 4-hourly time frame, we can see here that this, or it's actually on the daily time frame, you can see here that this is the daily time frame on the shorter scenario. So we're looking at these fair value gaps possibly being touched and acting as resistance. There are two currently sitting in this target box here at 86,293 to 78,982. Possibly finding resistance off one of these is very high likelihood before that wave 3 move to the upside. Now, for trade possibilities starting on the 4-hourly time frame. On the 4-hourly time frame, I would long from this target box here. This target box would be a good area to long from, targeting that 5th wave move. That would be an area of 82,170 to 86,293 to long. This would be a very good area targeting even higher moves. Then on the 1-hourly time frame, we have to look at our main scenario here, as I would long again from somewhere in this target box. So if we are now targeting that ABC, targeting lower and possibly the low at W, we are then going to long from somewhere just below the low of W, but in this target box range. So somewhere between 86,293 to 85,500 around there. That would be for the 1-hour time frame. Then on the 15-minute time frame, I would possibly take a short from if the wave 2 here does indeed form. So if we have a clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a wave 1, followed by a 3-wave structure here, if this 3-wave structure does indeed form, I would take a short targeting that wave 3 move down. The wave 2 box would sit at 0.5 to the 0.786 from the high to the low. If we put that on here, 0.618 to 0.786 there. That would be the target for this move. And do take this short if you are looking for a higher risky trade, as this is on a very low time frame. But in this choppy price action, be very, very careful. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel down below and join the Discord for daily updates like we do every day. For example, this was posted yesterday where all the charts were put up with all the scenarios you saw today in the video. But thank you so much for watching. It's been MaxTradesCrypto. Cheers, guys.